And the Northwest. Now, there's a farmer called Shannon Porter who has been nominated for the Innovation Award for Women Farmers 2023. It's actually a competition that was developed to shine a light on the hundreds of innovative projects that are carried out every year all over Europe by women farmers. And this will particularly showcase solutions that are being implemented by women to support sustainability. And Shannon's story started in a way in 2021 when she started up her own business on her family farm, which is between Newton and St Johnstone. It's called the Milk Bar. You may have seen the signs dotted around the road directing you towards the Milk Bar. Well, it is completely self-service, and I'm delighted that Shannon now is joining us in the studio to tell us more. First of all, Shannon, welcome to the show, and congratulations on being nominated for the awards. Great.
Thank you very much, John. It's great to be in here today to talk to you.
Yeah, the last time we talked was during COVID, wasn't it?
During COVID, just before we opened up. I think we were on the show probably the week before we opened up in September. So
things have moved on a good bit since then.
Yep, a lot.
I suppose when you're looking back and you condense it all, you realise the things that have changed and that you've developed and the strides that have been made. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this award you're nominated for, and let's also just talk about it. I suppose what you do there. You supply milk locally, but there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, so we obviously have our milk vending machine there on the home farm. So I have all my local community and the locals come and get their weekly supply of milk.
What's different about your milk?
My milk's non-homogenised nor standardised. So like the fat gullables is not. There's nothing. Basically, simply, there's nothing taken away, nothing added. So
it's so-called raw milk.
It's not raw milk because it's pasteurised.
Okay.
Just to make it safe for human consumption, but there's nothing added, nothing taken away. So back to the old days where you have the cream on the top, you'll have that. And a lot of people maybe who are lactose intolerant.
Yes.
Now, I have no scientific evidence, but people who have been lactose intolerant have tried my milk and have had no effect on them.
Oh.
So it's great if you are lactose intolerant to try it out.
It's a strange one.
It's strange, but I think it's because it doesn't go through the processes, that there's nothing added, nothing taken away. It's just simply pasteurised for a short period of time just to make it safe.
So it's worth trying.
It's worth trying, definitely.
All right. You see, I'd be the opposite. The cream forming on the top, it was just one of them things I grew up and didn't like it. For most people, or for a lot of people, they welcome it.
Yes, but the thing is, you literally just give it a good shake in the morning before you pour it out, and that is it. It's just shake back in through it all. Yeah,
and it's easier to froth as well if it's been used in coffee making.
Yeah, so I've got since I've started open, I've had a lot of coffee shops that came on board, and they noticed massive difference of being able to froth, and their coffee tastes so much nicer. And then I suppose we're becoming more sustainable, so we're using glass bottles, reusable milk churns, so there's no plastic waste. So that's where all these lovely businesses coming on board are loving that, because everybody's wanting to become more sustainable now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So glass bottles, and then presumably you get them back and you're able to reuse them.
Use them, refill them. And at my milk vending machine place, person buys their bottle once, that's their bottle to keep, and they just keep coming back with that bottle clean and refilled.
Yeah, again, sustainability. All right, you mentioned cafes, so you supply local businesses as well.
Yeah, I've a few places. I've Letterkenny, or in Letterkenny I've Saunders, I've Balbafay, I've Cool Creamery, I have 3 in Derry, I have 9 Hostages, Rasta, Yum Yum Cakes, and then I supply to local coffee or farm shops like Ballyholy Farm as well. Right. And business is growing. I have a lot more coming on board now, so I'm looking forward to it.
Expanding.
Yeah, expanding every day. Yeah.
Right. And you also do flavoured milks.
Yes, so basically you can get your the customers can add different flavours. So usually I have banana, strawberry, chocolate and vanilla on board, and then I change it up every week, every Friday roughly. I put 2 new specials out. So like
specials.
So like at Easter I had cream egg flavour and so on.
How do you get a cream egg flavour into milk? It has to be tricky.
You just buy these products.
Sounds delicious. Yeah. You're not giving away the secret.
Yeah, that's it.
You've been a finalist in the Blast and the Hair, and that's the competition for food here in Ireland. And you've been a runner-up in the Food Coast Donegal Enterprise Awards. So you're no stranger to awards. How did this one come about?
I literally just got an email one Monday morning that I was being nominated. IFA organisation there, they nominated me. So it was just a shock through an email. I couldn't believe it. Never knew of it, and
brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great to be noticed, to be recognised, to be nominated for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So.
And what would you say to young women who are thinking about going into farming, or more importantly, I suppose, women who are growing up on a farm and wouldn't even think about going into it as a career? What would you say to them? I mean, you're well down the road now, so.
Well, see, I've from a young age, I've grown up and I've always interested in farming. I've always wanted to be in the farming industry, no matter what.
And you were always encouraged.
Yes, it was courage too. Yes, I have supportive parents behind me, and have always encouraged me. You know.
But you're the only girl. You have two
brothers. Yeah. And I'm the oldest girl, and the two boys are obsessed with farming too. All three of us are. I went off to Harper Adams University over in England and studied 5 years of agriculture.
Why over there? What's unique about that uni?
It's one of the top unis, farming universities. It's great recognition of getting jobs after it.
Okay.
I went out over there for a few times to look at the campus for opening days, and I just fell in love with the place, and I just had my heart was set on it.
And what sort of an experience was that?
Oh, fantastic! Good out party life.
Well, I didn't mean that sort of an experience.
But I had a year out as well. I got to work with two great businesses, Lakeland Dairies and Premier Nutrition. So having a full year work experience is really, really good. So you're really a foot in the door in the place. And during my summer holidays too, I went off to New Zealand for 3 months.
So you've gathered up quite a bit of experience.
Yeah, and by time over there, like it was always your English friends, they always went home at the weekends, so us Irish ones were always stuck over there by ourselves. So the weekends we milked cows just to gather up a bit of money. So
were you a real torture then when you came back and you were going, Dad, Dad, there's a different way to do that. let me show you.
But he loves that because we are the young generation coming ahead, and he does take us on board. There's new technology out there. He does eventually.
Okay.
Eventually, but he does realise that new technology is out there, and you do have to improve to make a better, sustainable farm.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all going on. Selling the milk, providing the milk to local cafes and businesses, and also there's the flavoured milk, and now that the sun is out, ice cream.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm working along with Little Mamas up in Donegal Town. So basically, John has taken my milk and he's making ice cream out of my milk for me.
Right.
So it's my product, and so that's sort of the next stage. We're probably going into wholesale, selling it on to other places.
So he uses the ice cream, he sells ice cream, and you're also selling ice cream from your shop.
He's just making it for me. He might make his own for his own place.
Okay.
But down the road, you never know. He might.
Okay, great. The weather is good, not just for ice cream sales, but good for farmers as well. I mean, it must be a godsend.
Oh, definitely. It makes life so much easier for us farmers too, to get cows out full time, less feeding around the yard and everything, and all that good weather. You're busy doing other jobs as well, of getting grass ready, fertilizer out, ready for silage, the whole shebang. So busy. You
need a good spell, and you've waited long enough for it.
Yep.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
And it reduces the cost a bit as well, because
100%.
keeping the animals in. Okay, well, you're thriving in let's face it, a very male-dominated industry, and I'm sure from time to time you come up against obstacles and attitudes, but thriving.
Yeah, you've problems. You face problems everywhere you go, but you just have to put your foot down and keep going, and be an independent woman and keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And did you, when you were at uni, was it a lot of fellas, or
no?
was there
You'd be
a good
surprised.
mix?
It was nearly 60% of ladies in my class.
Wow.
So there's more ladies in my course studying agriculture than there was men.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, good luck here for the future, obviously, with the milk bar, but also in this award, and we'll keep an eye out to see how it goes. It's not all about awards, obviously, but it's just nice to get recognition.
Exactly. And it's a great pleasure to be, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Not at all. And have you a website, or can people find out how you...
Facebook and Instagram, so it's the Milk Bar 2021, and you've your weekly updates of everything going on it. So, yeah.
And just to give people an idea as well as to where you're located, because I did mention the signs. I've seen the signs myself, but just the people are...
Yeah, I am in the countryside. I am.
For a drive, it's okay for locals because they know exactly where you are. But for people who might be new, or they might have heard it all and go lactose intolerant. Oh yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, no, like I've school trips and all come out too as well. Like so, it's great getting them out. But I am out in the countryside. But the reason why I wanted out in the countryside was for people to realise where their product's coming from.
Yeah.
And then having the opportunity to do school trips, getting to bring the kids out, showing them the whole cycle of where calves are born to where the product actually comes from, which
Very
is
important.
great because a lot of kids nowadays don't know where the product is coming from, where milk's coming from. So
No, you might think living in Donegal, of course they know, and they'll have seen it, and or they'll have had some experience,
Yeah.
but no, not
no,
necessarily.
not at all. And even like having ag science, like leaving cert students out, you know, they learn from the textbook full time, but I'm not a learner, a person to read from the book, but visually learn and getting to see exactly everything helps them to study better. So I'm situated between Newton and St Johnson and Carrigan's. I'm about 3 kilometres in between them all.
All right.
Probably the easiest way, sometimes people would just go from Carrigan's where CCP is, and you'll see the signs from there.
Follow the sign.
Follow the signs.
Okay, well, you know what? Whether you realise it or not, you are a trendsetter when it comes to women in farming, you know, and increasingly a role model for girls and for young women thinking of heading into the sector. So continued success. Shannon Porter from the Milk Bar, thank you.
Thanks, John. Thank you.